Brown,
Here.
Rob Cruz,
Here.
Amy Grantham,
Here.
Nancy Hopper,
Present.
Katie Jess,
Here.
John Prouty,
Here.
Melissa Smits.
Present. Could you all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before you have the agenda. What is the pleasure of the board on the agenda?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris Brown,
Aye.
Rob Cruz,
Aye.
Amy Grantham,
Aye.
Nancy Hopper,
Aye.
Katie Jess,
Aye.
John Prouty,
Aye.
Melissa Smits.
Aye. Next on the agenda, we have a special presentation about the 4-day school week from the District Accountability Committee, and we're all very excited, I think.
Good evening, members of the community and school board. My name is Melissa Ricks, and I am a special education teacher at the Fort Morgan Middle School. As members of the District Accountability Committee, we would like to thank the school board for allowing us to take this calendar year to research all of the aspects involved in moving a school district to a 4-day school week. The mission of the Morgan County School District is to inspire creative thinking, high achieving, and lifelong learning. There are currently 114 of the 178 school districts in Colorado on a 4-day school week, along with 560 districts across 25 states. The Colorado Department of Education data states that when surveying staff, students, and community members, 80% are in favor of a 4-day school week. We created 2 separate surveys that were distributed across the district to all staff members and to families at parent-teacher conferences. We provided the survey in English, Spanish, and Somali. We had significantly more take the survey in English than in Spanish, and none in Somali. The data collected showed the majority surveyed are in favor of a 4-day school week. The committee focused on 6 major areas that we felt were most affected in moving our district to a 4-day school week. We broke each area into concerns, opportunity, data collected, and what other districts have done. We spoke with several districts across the state to see how they have adapted. Classified staff. Classified staff plays a big role in keeping school districts working. If we move to a 4-day school week, could we see a loss of classified staff? Could we see a loss of classified hours and income? Could a 4-day school week create increased classified staff morale, a better work balance? Could we create additional work hour opportunities? Districts that we contacted noted no significant loss of classified staff due to their ability to maintain wages. Certain duties could be performed on that extra day off, such as bus maintenance or tutoring. When we spoke to Rice 70 and Crowley districts, they increased hourly wages in order to maintain their same salaries. Meeker increased their wages, or they offered additional hours on the extra day off. Community and family. If we moved to a 4-day school week, we wanted to see how it would affect families in our community. Would we see an increased need for childcare? Would we see an increase in crime? Could we create traditional daycare opportunities within our community? Could we create extra teacher-based academic support for those struggling students? Could we partner with the Fort Morgan Rec Department or other local businesses? Our working students could increase their work hours, and we could increase quality family time. Data shows that single-day childcare is easier to support than 5 days of aftercare. Most schools created school-centered programs for the first 2 years. When we spoke to the Fort Morgan Police Department, they do not see an increase in crime during the summer. Pueblo 70, Calhan, Pueblo 60 offered school-centered programs on the extra day. Some districts didn't need to provide childcare after the first 2 years. We spoke with several of our local businesses who would increase student working hours. Food security. We know that many families in our community rely on public schools for their meals 5 days a week. Could we work with daycares or the community to coordinate meals? Could we provide meal distribution during these non-instruction days? The data suggests that meals are not needed long-term. Many districts we spoke to have implemented backpack programs. Brighton 27J Daycare provides meals for their elementary students on that extra day. And some districts started the first year then found that it wasn't needed long-term. Teachers. Teachers are leaving the field of education now more than ever. If we stayed with a 5-day school week, could we lose teachers to other 4-day school week districts? All of our neighboring districts will now be on a 4-day school week. Teacher shortages are a nationwide problem. When would we hold our professional development if we had 1 less day a week? If we moved, teachers could gain time for planning and intentionality. We could give them a better work-life balance. It can increase teacher morale. We know that time plus efficacy equals better instruction and more rigorous instruction. Could we increase teacher retention and teacher recruitment? Study shows that there is a positive correlation between a 4-day school week and teacher recruitment and retention. Studies show that it improves work balance and boosts productivity. More districts and states are implementing 4-day school weeks. And many of the teachers in our district commute, so that would be 1 less day for them to travel. Brighton 27J, Calhan, Pueblo 60, Pueblo 70, and Wiggins have all implemented a 4-day school week specifically for teacher retention and recruitment purposes. Pueblo 60 noted that they have seen a decrease in teacher turnover each year, and some districts have decided to do a half or a full day professional development once a month on that day off. Student wellness. We wanted to look at the overall effects of a student well-being. If we moved to a 4-day week, could it increase the risk in unhealthy home environments? Would we create poor work ethics? Would students graduate and then expect to move into 4-day work weeks? Would our students be unprepared for their future? If we changed, would students miss less school for their appointments? Could we decrease student burnout? Could we create volunteer opportunities for them within our community? And working students could increase their work hours. We know that economic instability can affect student performance. Students can be better rested, which also decreases student burnout and increases their health and happiness. We've seen decreased classroom behaviors. Many of our high school students are in the workforce. They go to school 5 days a week, plus they work an additional 3 to 7 days a week. So an extra day would allow our working students to increase their family support. We have many students in our district that work long-hour jobs. Many are working to help support their families. They're working in the districts, on farms, and at many of our local businesses. Pueblo 60 has implemented Friday activities such as movies, game days, or tutoring. The data that we pulled showed that the districts that did switch to a 4-day school week were 80% satisfied with the change. Student learning. When we think about the purpose of a school district, is it our sole purpose to increase student achievement? No. It's our job to look at how we can improve the whole student. This includes not only student achievement, but also to instill a sense of responsibility so we can prepare them for careers in the 21st century. Would a 4-day school week decrease student learning? Would it increase fatigue in elementary students with extended hours? Would we lose students to these other 4-day school week districts? Could a 4-day school week allow our students to be better rested? It can improve student morale. Would we see fewer absences for out-of-school appointments? And working students could have the extra day to work, which increases their family support. We did not find a significant amount of data related to student achievement long-term, as there has not been much quantitative data collected over long periods of time yet. But the data we did find show little evidence that moving to a 4-day school week compromises academic achievement. Several Colorado districts show no evidence of changes in academic performance. And the Colorado Department of Education shows that their state assessment and academic growth remain unchanged when comparing 4- and 5-day school weeks. Pueblo District 60 and 70 state they see no impact on student achievement. Pueblo City 60 states that they've seen a decrease in student discipline. Wiggins has seen an increase in their student engagement. And Callahan scheduled their heavy instruction for their elementary students early in the morning to prevent fatigue. This table shows various district schedules that are currently on a 4-day school week. It shows the number of hours and contact days with students and their schedules. As a reminder, the Colorado Department of Education does not require a certain number of days per calendar year, but a minimum of 1,080 hours. Our district, along with all of these districts, greatly exceeds the minimum hours. We currently average 1,250 hours per year. We chose neighboring districts, one similar in size to us, and the largest district in the state on a 4-day school week. These schedules can give us a look as to what our district could move to. Many school districts initially went to a 4-day school week in hopes to save money. While the savings only proved to be 0.4 to 2.5%, it has been enough to add additional staffing positions or support to other needed areas within their districts. This table shows data released last year from a survey of 6 states on 4- and 5-day school week schedules from 36 districts and a decade's worth of data. The green indicates positive advantages of a 4-day school week, and the yellow indicates a mixture of quantitative findings. It is very clear that a 4-day school week can have a positive impact on a district. On behalf of the District Accountability Committee, I want to thank you for your time and consideration on this matter.
Does anybody have any questions for Melissa or the DAC? Thank you very much for that presentation and for all the notes in our packet as well.
You're very welcome.
I know how much hard work you guys did, so
Thank you.
I would like to go ahead and just say that we have discussed a tentative timeline on where we are going forward with this decision that we are going to be making. Probably sometime in July, we will have a work session that the board will get together with our new superintendent, Mr. Sanders, and at that point we will come in having hopefully all studied this and come up with any more concerns that we might have, potentially form subcommittees or just research, have assignments to research. And we intend to make a final decision sometime this fall about whether we will be moving to the 4-day school week, and if we will, when that would potentially happen. We did get the permission from the CDE that anytime in this next year.
No, it's been applied for, but it's
Oh,
given.
okay, I thought we'd gotten that.
Well, I haven't heard back yet. It
Okay.
Had to apply by the 11th, so I haven't heard back for sure, but it's kind of a given, I think.
So that is where we stand on this, but we definitely thank the DAC for coming in with all the research and everything that you have done. Very much appreciate that. We now have the opportunity for any public comments from the audience. Okay, moving on to reports. Does anyone on the board have any reports?
I'll just say that the legislature is over.
Yes. Oh, legislative session is over. Dr. Miller, superintendent report, please.
Really don't have a lot. End of the year wrapping up. It's kind of interesting. I didn't make it today, but I'll make it tomorrow for little field days and all the fun stuff that happens at the end of the year. So looking forward to that. Enjoyed last Friday going to Lincoln and be a part of their graduation. Just to note that high school graduation's happening on Sunday in Sayre, and I think everybody but Nancy's going, right? Okay, and the only reason I say is Clint said to be there at least 15 minutes early, and apparently parking is somewhat of a problem, so you may want to plan a little bit more for that if you can't find a parking space. But they said when you get there, just go to the front gate and just say, you know, you're a board member, and they'll go ahead and you'll go up on the stage and you know, they'll start the ceremony right at 2. So Sunday at 2 o'clock, so I'm looking forward to that. Last just couple of things is, I don't know, I think it's there, but if not, the barbecue is going to happen on the 27th. And I think there we have who's given the different awards. So be ready for that. Newspaper, radio, definitely want you there if you want to come. And free hamburger, never want to pass something like that up. I don't know if you're like me. We're hoping for a good day, and it's going to be held at Legion Field. And probably the best news of all is part of that, too, it used to be the Crystal Apple, and now it's called Make a Difference Award. And it's been probably 3 to 4 weeks that Bev has that sent out. And as of today, we have 84 nominations for that. We'll be giving out 8 awards. So that says a lot for our staff and everybody else just to nominate and acknowledge just what the people have done. So I know that Katie's on that committee, so she'll have a lot of responsibility with a couple other people to pick the winners for that. So looking forward to that. That's all I've got, unless you have questions for me.
Thank you. Next, we have Dr. Frasco, Assistant Superintendent of Correctional Assessment.
Well, I just also want to make sure I take a second because I've been part of the District Accountability Committee all year, and the group of folks have really come together and done a lot of hard work. So really appreciate their time and efforts on that well-rounded presentation that they did. Super excited. We got notice last week. The State Board of Education met on Tuesday, and they have approved. They've authorized us as a designated agency to provide our own alternative prep teacher licensure program for elementary, early childhood, secondary, and K-12 endorsements. So I got the official letter just today, and Dr. Childress and I will be meeting with CDE tomorrow to kind of nail out the details of what all it is entailed. So super excited about that. We tied out our last induction meeting last week with a fun activity and like a little dinner get together for our first year certified folks. And so just a reminder that we do now have a 2-year induction program. And so they are provided mentors for 2 years. And with this extra, with us being able to provide our own alternative program, it will layer really nicely to what we're already working on. So folks will not have to travel on the weekends to Greeley or to Lyman to complete those courses. So I'm super excited about that. And then, of course, we're just actually just ramping up for summer work, and there's going to be a lot of professional development happening across buildings. We have some summer school opportunities for students kind of across all levels, including even kindergarten all the way up to high school, and just lots of stuff going on, but really excited about the number of folks who are interested in doing summer work. Questions? Thank you.
Next, our Chief Financial Officer.
I have nothing to present to the board other than I'll be providing comments for the discussion item on the preliminary budget.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Human Resources Director, Dr. Childers.
Thank you. And we finished open enrollment. This is cleanup week for the HR department, so we're gathering all the folks together who haven't quite got their enrollments finished up, so we'll take this week and finish those up. But we got about 398 people enrolled last week, and the cleanup should go pretty quick this week. So feedback from staff has been very favorable, that they're liking the options that presented for them, and really excited about being able to use their insurance. So that's a good thing. Negotiations, we'll meet with FMEA tomorrow afternoon and talk through some of our negotiations issues, and then we'll meet with the classified folks, ACP, on Wednesday. And then as soon as we've got some resolution there, we'll bring the MASAP group together, and that's usually a meet and confer process. So those are the happenings in HR at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we are moving on to discussion items. Schedule a special board meeting for 22-23 preliminary budget.
Okay, so we're going to have the preliminary budget ready next week. The only day that I'm unavailable is Monday, because I'll be in San Antonio celebrating my son's college graduation. Yay. So that's yay. But we can meet whatever time is convenient for the rest of you. Just let us know.
Next week or the week after?
Next.
Well, the week after is Memorial. It has to be, by law, the
By May
preliminary
31st.
that preliminary budget has to be to you by the 1st of June. And then May 31st, okay. And then she advertises in the paper, and then the final budget will be that last day in June. So this meeting will be the Tony show, will basically be it. So we're talking, she was kind of short tonight, it'll be a lot longer, 20, 25 minutes, whatever Tony needs for that, so.
Is there any chance we could do it like early in the morning, like at 7?
Sure,
Any chance?
you guys decide.
Only because there's lots of stuff.
There's so much going on next week.
What
So-
day are we looking at? Any day if it was in the morning. But-
Okay,
Next week, right?
next week, so it'd be Tuesday through Friday probably, whichever day works
And I
the
won't be
best for
here
you.
Friday.
What's
I
that?
won't be here Friday.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're narrowing it down.
Oh, so next Monday at 7 a.m. would work for you?
No, Monday doesn't work. 'cause
Monday
I won't
doesn't
be
work,
here.
she's.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
she's
Thursday.
on.
Tuesday. I'm good for Tuesday.
I'm so free.
The 24th, that'd be good. If that's that Tuesday.
7
At 7?
a.m.
7 a.m.?
All right.
24th.
Okay. Tony can't do Monday.
If you don't want me here, though,
Then you're stuck with me and it'll be a really bad presentation.
It'll be a short meeting.
It'll be a very short
7
meeting.
a.m., correct?
7 a.m.,
7 a.m.
the 24th, May 24th. 24th. And either I or Bev will send you a calendar invite as well.
Tuesday or Thursday.
Well, good, because we already decided Tuesday.
Two calendars.
All right, moving on. We have the consent agenda in front of you. We have personnel action report, and we have list of checks for April. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris Brown,
Aye.
Rob Cruz,
Aye.
Amy Grantham,
Aye.
Nancy Hopper,
Aye.
Katie Jess,
Aye.
John Proudy,
Aye.
Melissa Smith.
Aye. Sorry. Moving on to action items. Action item A, special board meeting for the 22-23 preliminary budget. Did you already put that on there?
It's not in here yet, but if you want to hold for just one moment.
She'll have it on there by the time you get to the bottom.
Oh, my goodness.
Again, stuff. We're good. All right, so we have the action item for the board meeting for next week. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris Brown?
Aye.
Rob Cruz?
Aye.
Amy Grantham?
Aye.
Nancy Hopper?
Aye.
Katie Jess?
Aye.
John Proudy?
Aye.
Melissa Smits?
Aye. Action item B is one of my favorite things, graduating students of class 2022 for Fort Morgan High School. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris Brown?
Aye.
Rob Cruz?
Aye.
Amy Grantham?
Aye.
Nancy Hopper?
Aye.
John Proudy?
Aye.
Melissa Smits?
Aye. Okay, next we have newsletters. It looks like we just have Green Acres newsletter for May 22, and then advanced planning. Don't think I'm going to go through all of them. But the Stan Lampe Gymnasium dedication is Thursday. Fort Morgan High School Baccalaureate is Friday, May 20th. Fort Morgan High School Graduation Parade is Saturday, May 21st. Fort Morgan High School Graduation Ceremony is May 22nd. Fort Morgan Middle School Continuation Ceremony is Thursday, May 26th. Last day of school is also that day. And the end of the year staff picnic is May 27th on Friday. The board meetings in June are a regular board meeting on June 6th and a special meeting on June 30th?
That's a budget one.
Okay.
The June 30th is just another, probably morning one at 7, just for the final budget.
Okay. All right. Unless there's any other business coming before this board, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Hey, Rena, tell me why we were